All right, so you've got coursework, you've got assistantships, and you know what? That work piles up. And so how do you balance your assistantships with your coursework so you get it done and stay sane? That's coming up here on Teaching Academia. Hi everyone, I'm Leigh from teachingacademia.com, and I'm all about giving you the tools you need to navigate academia to make your best impact. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you get new notifications as I put out new videos each week. So this is a viewer question, and it goes like this. If one has a research assistantship while taking coursework, how do you balance coursework, for example, weekly readings, assignments, etc., with your research demands? That is a great question, and it is really common, right, to sort of struggle to find that balance so that you can balance your assistantships, you balance your coursework, and you do it in a way that you do your work well and you stay sane, right? So how do you do it? So there's a lot of roads we can go down here. The first thing that I think that you need to get under control here is time management. And the easiest way to do that is to make a schedule. Okay, so obviously map out when you go to your classes, and then around that, you probably want to map out when you do your assistantship. So if you are a research assistant and you're collecting data, that might change week to week when you have to be out in the field, but at least, have a day once a week, whenever that is, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever makes sense for you. And sit down and mark out when you're going to be in the field collecting data, or if you have research team meetings, or if you have to do data analysis, or if you have to work on a literature review, whatever it is for your assistantship, if it's not automatically assigned a time, okay? Like, for example, collecting data out in the field, we know when we're doing that, okay? There's a time when that makes sense to go do it. But other things, like if you're helping with data analysis, you're going to have to probably schedule that yourself, okay? So map that out on your calendar, set it and get it set up, and then figure out with your classes, when are you doing your reading? When are you doing, if you have to do any research, go to the library, work on a paper, whatever it is that you have to do with your coursework, then map that out alongside when you take your classes and when you're doing your assistantship. So basically, I'm telling you, write out when you go to classes, map out when you do your job each week, and then in between that, write out where it is that you're doing your classwork so that you have this schedule. One of the things that I know I struggled with my first year in grad school is that it's really easy to do kind of a lot of this work just sort of whenever, right? Some of it does have very set times. Some of it you could do, Monday at 2 a.m. and doesn't matter, right? It's sort of up to you to get it done. And what I found was it was eating up my time. Like one day I woke up and I'm like, all I do is work, and I was burning out. And that's what we want to try to avoid here, right? We want to try to set up a schedule that works for you and your life outside of this doctoral program that you're in so that you get your stuff done. Remember, you stay sane, you find this balance. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you to do is get your hours under control, particularly as it relates to your assistantship, okay? So think about how many hours are you being paid for? Are you being paid for 10 hours? Typically, you're being paid for 10 hours or 20 hours. You might have 2 assistantships that are 10 hours each a week, or you might have one that's a flat out 20. So think about how many hours is your assistantship. Make sure that's what you're working. Now, if you're working more because you are personally volunteering your time, you're super into it, that's fine. That's between you and your advisor or whoever's hired you, okay? That's your choice. But if you're working more than you're being paid for because someone is putting those demands on you, then that's not cool, right? That's not what we want happening here. So if you find that, let's say you have a 20-hour-a-week research assistantship, but you find that you're working 25 or 30 hours, and it's because people are demanding that you do certain things, then you need to have a discussion with someone. You need to have a discussion either with your advisor or with the person who's hired you, and you start wherever it makes sense. It's going to depend on your relationships, and you'll know what to do. Talk to that person, see if you can work it out. They may just not be aware, right? If you're overworking, they may just not be aware, and then they can rein it in. If you're in a situation where you've tried that and it's not working and you feel that you're being taken advantage of, and if you're being expected to work more than you are paid for, then you need an advocate, okay? Then you need to find somebody I can advocate for you and get that under control, because that's not what we want to have happen to you. All right, so thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you can catch all of my videos. While you're at it, let me know in the comments, if you have any questions about how to get, achieve this balance between assistantships and coursework. If you've got tips about things that you personally do to achieve balance between assistantship and coursework, I'd love to hear them. Let me know if this video helped you at all, and then how it's helped you move forward with your academic journey.